This video will, or no, sorry. I thought this came out on the 11th of May. It came out on the 11th of April, which is, it's been over a month, so I won't put a spoiler warning on it. But anyway, initial and final review. Baby Reindeer, universally positive ratings. Netflix original series watched on Netflix, starring, Richard Gadd. I looked up what he done. The only other thing really was that he wrote a single episode of Sex Education. Jessica Gunning, I think, is she the I forget the role or whatever, but I'm pretty sure she's the girl from the Outlaws. Tom Goodman Hill was in Humans. Yeah. There's a lot of things to unpack here, especially since it's the initial and final review. Plus, it's a very heavy show. So, I fucking loved it because, to me, it was just, I didn't know it was based on a true story. So, it sort of, it seemed like a comedy initially. And just something about the presentation reminded me of, WandaVision, among other things. But then I realised it was based on a true story. I was like, oh shit. The things that Richard goes through is just, it does serve as a warning to people, because this kind of thing that you hear about in Hollywood all the time, you don't really hear about it happening here. Because what happened was that he meets Tom Goodman Hill's character, coincidentally. He's like, oh, I'm such a big fan of your work. Oh, are you? You a comedian? Yeah. Oh, you should, go back to my place and we can do drug, right? And I won't say what happens, but I think you understand what happens. And that sort of fucks Richard up in ways that I'll get into later. I think I'm trying not to put this in a way that makes it sound like I'm analysing her as a character, because I know that, obviously she's based on a true person, but Martha is it's crazy how insane yet smart she is. I get that you do have a lot of insane characters that are evil geniuses, but I've never seen anyone this out of touch with reality yet this smart. I don't also like the way that I feel like making the show was a bit therapeutic for him, even when he's going over the fucked up things that happened in his life. I forget where I was going with this. But something that me and I was watching this with Dylan, by the way. We were like, why do you keep on going back to her? Out of, so many things has happened, and he just keeps on going back. And we are, I don't want to say normal, but we haven't had anything like that happen to us. So we don't get why she's doing that, or he's doing that. but it's just it's not a comment on like the quality of the show or his character, but it does kind of seem like he's asking for it a bit. I'm not saying that like he deserves everything that happened to him. Fuck no. It's just he's kicking hornet's nests, like knowing the consequences and then complaining about the consequences, and yet it makes for great writing. Also, another sort of purpose of the show is that I think, as he points out in an episode, no one like took him seriously because he's a man reporting a woman. Whereas if we're a woman reporting a man, there would have been an immediate like reaction from the police. You know, they would have put her in like witness protection, be patrolling the entire place. Whereas in this, it's like, well, do you have any evidence? Yeah, it's right here. No, that's not good enough. Go back and get some more. So, it's sort of asking for change in the world. We should take allegations from men seriously, because it's not all this isn't like a woman exclusive crime or woman exclusive. Not exclusively female victims. There are male victims, and I would say there's probably about 40% of victims are male. So it's so many different things bundled in one. And now I'm going to go away from the review part and talk about some political things that I realised from watching this. So, they don't reveal what happens between him and Tom Goodman Hill's character until episode 4. Like, episodes 1, 2, and 3, you just think he's a bit lonely, I guess. And then episode 4, you realise, oh shit, he's fucked up. Because of what happened to him. And I do want to get into that because I've had this theory for a while. I think I mentioned it in my... Shit, what was it? I mentioned it in a review from something a while back. But then, what happens is that Tom Goodman Hill R-words Paul. Or Rich, I don't know why I called him Paul. Richard. And then after that bit of trauma, it doesn't go away completely, but it does. It has its ups and downs, and when it's not as bad as it normally is, he tries to go out there and get a woman, and he does. They go like, there is some shit with his girlfriend, but I think that it's after that he sort of like tries. But he brings a woman back, tries to do it with her, and he just can't get it up. And he realised, oh shit. Even though he didn't like what was happening to him, his preferences has changed. And I've had that theory since like last summer, because I sort of stumbled into a rabbit hole about this Minecraft Twitch streamer who they started cross-dressing, and then they started enjoying cross-dressing, and then they came out as bisexual, and now they're on hormones, and it's like, none of this would have happened if they weren't dared to cross-dress. Like, just on a random day, 4 years ago. And it's... I find that really fucked up. Like, obviously, the R wording is also really fucked up, but I just... I don't like the fact that it doesn't sit right that Richard's preferences has changed. And also, like, he's a victim, right? There's no... Well, I don't like the word victim. He's a survivor, right? And, we know, everyone knows that what happened to him was bad. And I'm not saying that what happened to this streamer, you probably already know who I'm talking about. I'm not saying that what happened to them is, like, as bad. It definitely isn't, but it's just... Why are we celebrating this person? Because, excuse my stomach, this person is also, like, I view what happened to them as grooming, but they're still having a good time about it. There hasn't been a point yet where they're like, oh, maybe I don't like this. Maybe because they realize it's too late, or they're making too much money from it, whatever. But it's just... It pisses me off. Another thing is that this character here, Terry, is... they're trans, and they're a therapist, and I realised, like... I get that everyone has their own problems, like, therapists aren't... Just because they're a therapist doesn't mean they don't have their problems, but I realised, like, this person they had gender dysphoria. They went to a therapist, or someone like a therapist, and that therapist, instead of doing the right thing, decided, oh, you like pink, you must be a girl, here, take these drugs. Oh, it was my next Goal Wins review that I was thinking of. And I'm about to get on that. Like, you take those drugs, and you keep on shifting the goalpost of what it takes to be happy. So, you take a pill every day, and then you keep on adding stuff. You get, like, fake tits, you get your dick cut off, all that. And then one day, you just forget to take your pill. Like, I forget things all the time. Normal stuff. All of a sudden, you no longer feel like a woman. So, but I mean, say you've been taking the pill for 10 days. So, 10 days, but you missed one. So, when you were at 9 pills yesterday, you felt like a woman. When you were at 9 pills today, you feel like a man. And then say you keep on taking it for another year without forgetting you're at 365 pills. You feel like a woman. And then you forget again. 365 pills, you no longer feel like a woman. So you just keep on. What it takes for you to be happy keeps on changing. And that is not healthy. Like, therapists and people like that shouldn't be saying, oh, you feel like a woman, so you should become one. They should try and, instead of making them live this fantasy, they should break them out of it. I've got nothing else to say. It's a really good show, but you will feel every emotion that there is.